In a world filled with political noise, competing narratives, propaganda, and endless speculation, millions of Nigerians are searching for something very simple: clarity. They want to understand what is really happening behind the headlines. They want to know the strategy behind the political moves, the alliances forming quietly in the background, and the real implications of decisions made by powerful figures in Abuja and beyond. In Nigeria, politics is rarely just about what is said publicly. The real story is usually hidden in private meetings, whispered negotiations, unexpected partnerships, and strategic calculations that take place far away from television cameras. From the courtrooms of Abuja to the crowded streets of Kano, from the newspaper stands in Lagos to the markets of Onitsha, Nigerians are asking the same question again and again. Is the opposition finally learning the lesson of 2023? What makes this question even more important is the quiet political movement that appears to be unfolding across several parts of northern Nigeria. In recent weeks, reports and videos circulating online suggest that supporters wearing the iconic red caps associated with the Kwankwasiyya movement are beginning to shift politically toward the African Democratic Congress, widely known as the ADC. These are not random individuals making isolated decisions. These are organized grassroots supporters, many of whom have been deeply loyal to former Kano State Governor Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso for years. Their movement into the ADC is not just a routine political switch. It may be the early signal of a much larger political development that could reshape the opposition landscape ahead of the 2027 presidential election. Across northern states such as Kano, Jigawa, Kaduna, and even parts of Bauchi, the presence of Kwankwasiyya supporters registering with the ADC has begun attracting attention from political observers. The Kwankwasiyya movement is known for its discipline and loyalty. When its members move politically, they rarely do so without direction or purpose. That is why this development has generated so much speculation. Many analysts believe this could be connected to ongoing discussions about a potential alliance between Peter Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, an alliance that, if properly organized, could dramatically alter Nigeria's political balance ahead of the next presidential election. To understand why this possibility is generating so much excitement and concern, one must first understand the political weight of Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso himself. Kwankwaso is not simply another Nigerian politician seeking relevance. He is a former governor of Kano State, a former minister of defense, and a former senator. More importantly, he commands one of the most organized grassroots political movements in Nigeria today. The Kwankwasiyya movement has grown into a powerful political force, particularly in the northwest region. Its supporters see Kwankwaso not just as a political leader but as a symbol of northern political strength and discipline. The red cap that many of his supporters wear has become an unmistakable symbol of that identity. During the 2023 presidential election, Kwankwaso demonstrated the strength of his political structure when he secured victory in Kano State under the platform of the New Nigeria People's Party. Kano is not just another state on the political map of Nigeria. It is one of the most populated states in the country and one of the most valuable in terms of voter numbers. Winning Kano outright sends a strong signal in Nigerian politics because it proves that a candidate has access to a large and loyal voting base. Kwankwaso's performance in Kano confirmed what many political analysts already knew: the Kwankwasiyya movement remains a formidable political force. But the story becomes even more interesting when the second major figure in this potential alliance is introduced: Peter Obi. During the 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi achieved something that many observers had previously considered impossible. Running under the relatively small Labour Party, Obi managed to mobilize millions of Nigerians across different regions of the country. His campaign attracted strong support from young voters, professionals, students, and urban populations who were eager for political change. He won major urban centers including Lagos and Abuja, shocking many political analysts who had long believed that those areas were firmly controlled by traditional political structures. Peter Obi's campaign also demonstrated something important about Nigerian voters. For the first time in many years, a presidential candidate was able to build a national movement that cut across ethnic and religious boundaries. Supporters of Obi, popularly known as the Obedient Movement, organized themselves through social media, grassroots mobilization, and volunteer networks. The movement became one of the most energetic political forces in modern Nigerian electoral history. Even though Obi did not ultimately win the presidency, the scale of his support surprised many political veterans and changed the national conversation about what is possible in Nigerian politics. When analysts look back at the 2023 election results, one pattern becomes very clear. The opposition vote was divided among multiple strong candidates. Peter Obi attracted massive support across the south and among urban voters across the country. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso controlled significant voting strength in the northwest, especially in Kano. Meanwhile, the ruling party candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu was able to secure victory partly because these opposition votes were split across different political platforms. If those votes had been combined under a single opposition ticket, the outcome of the election might have looked very different. This is why the idea of a Peter Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso alliance continues to generate so much discussion among political observers. When you combine Obi's strong support base among young voters, urban professionals, and southern states with Kwankwaso's deep grassroots structure in the northwest, you begin to see why many analysts describe the potential alliance as politically explosive. Such a combination could bring together two very different but complementary political constituencies. It could connect southern urban voters with northern grassroots networks in a way that few political coalitions in recent Nigerian history have achieved. Another name frequently mentioned in discussions about this possible alliance is former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo. Known for his long experience in Nigerian politics and his influence behind the scenes, Obasanjo has often played the role of political mediator during critical moments in the country's democratic history. According to several political insiders, Obasanjo has been involved in quiet conversations aimed at encouraging cooperation among opposition figures who share concerns about Nigeria's current political direction. While many of these discussions remain private, reports suggest that Obasanjo has encouraged both Peter Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso to consider the strategic benefits of working together. For Obasanjo, the motivation may go beyond ordinary political strategy. At his stage in life, many observers believe he sees himself as a guardian of Nigeria's democratic future. Watching the country struggle with economic challenges, rising inflation, insecurity, and a weakening currency, he may view the 2027 election as a critical moment for national direction. From that perspective, encouraging unity among opposition figures could be seen as an attempt to create a stronger and more credible political alternative for Nigerian voters. If the alliance between Peter Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso eventually becomes formalized under the African Democratic Congress, the political implications could be significant. Such a move would not simply create another opposition coalition. It would reshape the entire political battlefield ahead of 2027. Political actors across the country who have been waiting to see whether a strong opposition structure will emerge might begin to publicly align themselves with the coalition. Governors, lawmakers, and influential political figures who have remained cautious could feel increasing pressure from their supporters to join a movement that appears capable of challenging the ruling party. For ordinary Nigerians, the possibility of a strong opposition alliance could also represent something deeper than politics. Many citizens have watched the cost of living rise sharply in recent years. Prices of food, transportation, and electricity have increased dramatically. Economic frustration has become part of daily life for millions of households. In such an environment, the emergence of a credible political alternative can create a sense of hope, even among citizens who normally avoid political discussions. Of course, it is important to remember that Nigerian politics is rarely predictable. Alliances that appear promising can collapse quickly if disagreements emerge over leadership, party structure, or zoning arrangements. Negotiations between powerful political figures are often complicated and require careful balancing of interests. But what makes the current situation so intriguing is a visible movement happening at the grassroots level. When supporters begin shifting political platforms before an official announcement is made, it often means they believe a larger decision has already been reached behind closed doors. For now, the political landscape remains fluid. Conversations continue. Calculations are being made. Strategies are being refined. But one thing is certain, the possibility of a Peter Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso alliance is no longer just a rumor circulating on social media. It has become a serious topic of discussion among political analysts, party strategists, and ordinary Nigerians who are watching the country's political future unfold in real time. If such an alliance eventually materializes under the African Democratic Congress, it could represent one of the most significant political developments Nigeria has seen in years. And if the current grassroots movement of Kwankwasiyya supporters into the ADC continues to grow, it may signal that the early stages of that transformation are already underway. This is Brainspot Media, where we analyze political developments with clarity and depth so that you stay informed about the forces shaping Nigeria's future. If you found this discussion insightful, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with others, and join the conversation in the comment section. Your voice matters, and your engagement helps bring these important discussions to a wider audience. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we will see you in the next video.